Okay, we're back, and I've had a break. I had to go to a meeting. I had to work out and go running, and had my lunch and everything. And I've set this back up here for the window so I can see these slide bars on paint. I thought before getting into the crux of the lesson, which is really new territory. So you're learning this along with me. So there's going to be some ambiguities, but then again, with topics that I know tried and true right now, I started out kind of not knowing them, and now I know them cold because I'm usually onto something that is something positive, such as what's going on with the string shapes and the arpeggiated notes. Because let's see if I can bring this up quickly. Okay, this is the chart we're working on, and it's 151 major minor half diminished pattern stacks. But additionally, what I have here is, and I put this in going, I think this is pertinent enough, because I'm trying not to put everything in there because it'll get me distracted and get me onto it, like the pattern stack. But here's what we're looking at. We're going to do a 6-string selection, and then we're going to warp over the top 2 strings with the tuning third, so that you down tune the tuning, the 5th string, if you will, from the bottom, and you have to move the pattern up. So you call that warping up or warping over. But the warp term actually came from when you're playing, and then when you want to play your pattern on into that string, you have to bring your pattern up one. And the reason why we do that, and we don't just look at it as a straight shape, but you can do that if you're familiar with it, is because so much of the guitar takes place on the bottom 4 strings, that so many times what we want to do on that and move that action up from the bottom strings up, we're going to have to just do the same thing but adjust it, warp it up, so to speak. That's where they got the term. So you're playing and you just kind of in your brain, you just warp out and just take the same pattern you're playing and you move it up a half of a step to compensate for the 3rd instead of the 4th. Between the G and the B string in E tuning. So looking at this here now, what it came down to is, with the 10-string pattern stack, with the these are our building blocks now. We're not worried about S2L and S3L and S2L, except to say that this is how they stack up. The D goes off to the right, the A stays in the middle, the E goes off to the left. In the middle, you're left with this stack of 3 short, this short stack of 3 here. That's your pentatonic 2, 3, 5, 6 root 2. All right, that kind of thing. So that's what the string pattern gives us. These string patterns right here, 3, 4, 5 is the C string pattern, because in the C cage, whether you're playing a C shaped chord or a C scale, in that C cage the bottom string would be 3, 4, 5. Now let's look at this situation over here, say with the one of these arpeggios. Okay, and we see we have a D shape here, let's say on the Lydian. We got a D shape, but we only see the 4, and that's a problem there. Hey, wait a minute, but I thought you said that you were going to play a 2, 3, 4, not just a 4. But this is a triad arpeggio pattern stack, starting on the 4th in the key of whatever. Turn the piano on. Whatever, the key of whatever. If we're in the key of B flat, the 4th would be E flat, like that. So it would be 4th to the 6th of B flat to the root of B flat. Okay, never mind. That was the fourth. That was going back to the root. So, what do? We're missing a lot of notes here. How are we going to recognize the patterns? Because the only other way to do that is to get involved in the everything chart. So that was Lydian, right? And we were looking at a Lydian starting from the fourth, obviously, because the pattern stacks, I have them all starting from their relative roots. So the fourth degree would be 4, 6 root in the key of C, F, A, C. So here now we see the same D, but we have the notes filled in here. The Lydian is 4, 6 root right here in gray. It's the fourth major. It's the Lydian mode. So right here, we are looking at the D box, outlined by D, and also by the tripentatonic G banner right here. So now we still have in the gray, we have, if you blank out all the other notes, we just have 4, 6 root 4, 6 root 4. And then we have the letters. And for the most part, the letters are these letters, not these, because these letters go with the C shape. Blah, 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 blah. See, they start on C and then go up in fifths, except the fifth of E goes to C because of the tuning anomaly and all that stuff. Or it just best fit goes back to C. So what do we got here? Here we got the rest of the story. So we can do, from an F, we can do like the 4, 6, the root. Okay, so it's 4, root, 6, 4, root, 6, 4. And here's our lettering. So the 4 is really just part of the D. The 6 is the outer note also of the A. The root is part of the inner note pair of the E. The 4 is part of the inner note pair, 3/4 pair of the C. The 6 is the inner note of the G string shape. Okay, the root is the outer note, part of the outer note pair of the G string shape, and the 4 is the outer note, part of the outer note pair in the D shape. But here, as you can see, we could clearly play something different. We could go like 4, 6, root, then 2. You hear that? See that E shape, 7, root, 2. Now this is not a pattern stack. This is warped over. This is play as you see it. It's a real live guitar fretboard. So we could play the whole thing. You know, and that's it. The 3/4 up there is also shared by the C. So that brings us to string shape pairs that share things. And the D is 2, 3, 4, and it shares the 3/4 with the C, which is 3, 4, 5, which is good for identifying single notes. Because if you look at a single note, say this 3, it could be part of this D, it could be part of this C. Why not know both of them? According to Cage, C-A-G-E-D, and then it starts the C over again. So that would be it. It's a caged relationship going up the neck, so to speak. Now up the neck, I mean to the right as you're playing. And so why not know both of them? So we get this different pattern here. So that's how we get this cage link string patterns, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. I was on the wrong chart there, so I had to advance up to this chart.